Lucy Bolt's heel caught on the wet floor sign outside Anthropology at Ponce City Market on a Thursday night in March. She stumbled, and a hand caught her elbow, steady, warm. "Careful," he said. She looked up at the man in the gray maintenance jumpsuit, name tag reading D. McBride, mop and bucket beside him. Mid-30s, strong jawline, kind eyes behind wire-frame glasses, a small scar above his left eyebrow. "Thanks," she muttered, already pulling away. He smiled, the kind that reached his eyes. "You dropped this." He held out her phone. Lucy snatched it. "Right, thanks." "I'm Darnell," he said, shifting the mop handle. "I've seen you here before. Thursdays after work, right? Always get the Thai place on the 4th floor." Something in his voice was different, educated, warm, confident in a way that didn't match the uniform. "Look," Lucy said, phone already in hand, texting her friend Simone. I was wondering if you'd like to have coffee sometime," Darnell continued. "There's this spot in Inman Park, Muchacho, great cortados. We could talk, get to know each other." Lucy's thumb froze. She looked at him, really looked. The janitor uniform, the wet floor sign, the bucket, then at her own reflection in the store window. Tory Burch bag, fresh blowout from the salon in Buckhead, the Cartier bracelet her parents bought for her promotion to senior marketing director at Catalyst Media Group. Her friends walked up, Simone and Ashley, both in athleisure from their Equinox class, water bottles in hand. "Everything okay, Luce?" asked Simone, eyeing Darnell. Lucy's face burned. People were watching. The cute guy from Jenny's Ice Cream, the woman from her yoga class. She could already imagine the group chat. She stepped back, laughed, that sharp defensive laugh she'd perfected in college. "Are you serious right now?" Her voice carried across the food hall. "You're a janitor asking me out? Look at yourself. Look at me." She gestured to her outfit. "I make 6 figures. I have a corner office downtown. And you're asking me to coffee?" Darnell's smile faded. Something flickered in his eyes. Not anger, disappointment. "Do you even know how pathetic this is?" Lucy continued, her friends now recording on their phones. "What did you think would happen? That I'd be charmed by, what, your mop skills?" "Lucy, that's enough," Ashley whispered, tugging her arm. But Lucy was rolling. "I date lawyers, executives, men with ambition, not someone who cleans up after people for minimum wage. Have some self-respect." The food hall had gone quiet. Phones were out everywhere now. Darnell picked up his mop bucket. His hand trembled slightly, the only sign she'd landed a hit. "I apologize for bothering you," he said softly. "I clearly misjudged your character." He walked away, his footsteps echoing on the polished concrete. Lucy's friends erupted in nervous laughter, but she noticed the looks from strangers. Disgust, pity. For him or for her, she couldn't tell. Simone pulled her aside. "Girl, that was harsh." "He needed to hear it," Lucy said, her voice shakier than she intended. "I did him a favor." But when she got home to her high-rise apartment in Midtown, she couldn't shake the look in his eyes. Not hurt, disappointed, like he'd been testing something and she'd failed. She poured wine, opened Instagram. The video was already circulating. Someone had posted it with the caption, "Buckhead Barbie destroys working man at Ponce." 2,000 views already. Lucy closed the app, drained her glass. Tomorrow she'd forget about the janitor with the kind eyes and the ridiculous confidence. Tomorrow it wouldn't matter. She had no idea how wrong she was. 6 weeks later, Lucy sat in the executive conference room on the 19th floor of Catalyst Media Group, watching her boss Gerald Chen pace. "McBride Technologies is our biggest potential client," Gerald said, his voice tight. "If we land this account, we're talking $8 million annually. Their CEO specifically requested to meet our senior team before signing." Lucy straightened in her chair. This was it, the promotion to VT she'd been chasing, McBride Technologies, the data analytics firm that exploded in the last 3 years, now worth $2.4 billion. She'd researched them obsessively. Their CEO was notoriously private. No photos online, no social media, just a name, Darnell McBride. Her stomach dropped. No, different McBride. Atlanta has thousands of McBrides. He'll be here in 10 minutes, Gerald continued. Lucy, your lead on the presentation. Don't screw this up. She nodded, gathering her notes with shaking hands. Ashley, now working in HR 2 floors down, had texted that morning. Girl, did you see McBride Tech is coming in? Apparently their CEO is fine and single. Office is buzzing. The conference room door opened. Darnell McBride walked in wearing a charcoal Tom Ford suit, no glasses now, hair freshly cut, that same scar above his eyebrow. Behind him, 2 assistants and a lawyer. Lucy's presentation binder slipped from her hands, paper scattering across the marble table. Their eyes met. His face revealed nothing, professional, calm, but she saw it, the flicker of recognition, the slight tightening of his jaw. Mr. McBride, Gerald gushed, extending his hand. Welcome. Thank you for considering Catalyst. This is our senior marketing director, Lucy Bolt. She'll be walking you through our strategy. Darnell's handshake was firm, his smile polite. Ms. Bolt, pleasure. His voice, that same warm voice from Ponce City Market, now carried the weight of boardrooms and billion-dollar decisions. Shall we begin? He said, taking the seat directly across from her. Lucy's mouth was dry, her heart hammered against her ribs. She glanced at Gerald, who nodded encouragingly, oblivious. She opened her laptop, started the presentation. Her voice sounded distant, mechanical. 15 minutes in, Darnell raised his hand. I'm sorry, Ms. Bolt, he said, his tone courteous but cold. Can you explain why Catalyst believes my company would benefit from a marketing team that judges potential partners based on appearance? The room went silent. Gerald frowned. I'm sorry? Darnell leaned back, fingers steepled. 6 weeks ago, Ms. Bolt and I met at Ponce City Market. I was conducting research, something I do quarterly, working entry-level positions in various industries to understand labor dynamics and employee treatment. It's how I built my company, from the ground up. Lucy's vision blurred. In that research, Darnell continued, his eyes never leaving hers, Ms. Bolt made it very clear what she thought of people in service positions. It was educational. Gerald's face drained of color. Mr. McBride, I was planning to propose that night, Darnell said quietly, and the room seemed to tilt. I'd been watching Lucy for 3 months, brilliant, driven, kind to servers, patient with the elderly man who always asks for directions at Ponce. She volunteered at the food bank on Saturdays. I thought I'd found someone real. He pulled out his phone, tapped it twice. The video played on the conference room screen. Lucy's voice, venomous and clear. You're a janitor asking me out? Do you even know how pathetic this is? But I needed to know, Darnell continued, his eyes never leaving hers, if that kindness extended to people she thought were beneath her, people like the version of me who started with nothing. He stood. Now I know. Have you ever misjudged someone and lost everything because of it? Drop your answer below. He collected his briefcase. Catalyst won't be getting this contract. Miss Bolt, I hope your corner office was worth it. The door closed behind him with a soft click that sounded like a gunshot. Gerald turned to Lucy, his face purple with rage. My office, now! Lucy lost everything in 72 hours. Gerald fired her in front of the entire marketing department. The video, already viral, made her unhireable in Atlanta's tight-knit corporate world. Her parents, humiliated by the press coverage, cut her off. You embarrassed this family, her mother said before hanging up. The high-rise apartment went first, then the car, the designer clothes sold on Poshmark for pennies on the dollar. 4 months later, Lucy volunteered at the same food bank where she used to show up for photo ops, except now she was there at 5 a.m., unloading trucks, mopping floors, serving meals with hands that had forgotten what manicures felt like. No cameras, no Instagram, just work. "You're getting good at this," said Teresa, the 70-year-old supervisor. "Most volunteers quit after a week." Lucy smiled, a real one this time, tired and earned. "I'm learning what actually matters." She was restocking supplies in the storage room when she heard Teresa's voice. "Mr. McBride, we weren't expecting you until Thursday." Lucy's hands froze on a box of canned goods. She stepped out. Darnell stood in jeans and a faded Howard University hoodie, a donation check in hand. His eyes found hers immediately. For a long moment, neither spoke. "Lucy volunteers here 4 days a week now," Teresa said warmly. "Best worker we've had in years." "I see," Darnell said softly. Lucy set down the box, wiped her hands on her jeans. "I owe you an apology, a real one, not because I lost my job or because you're successful, because I was cruel to another human being. You deserved better. Everyone does." Her voice cracked. "I can't take back what I said, but I'm trying to become someone who'd never say it again." Darnell studied her, the woman with no makeup, thrift store sneakers, humility in her eyes where arrogance used to live. "Thursday," he said finally, "Muchacho in Inman Park, 2 p.m., if you still want that coffee." Lucy's breath caught. "Why?" "Because I've been watching you again," Darnell said, the ghost of a smile touching his lips. "And I'm seeing someone different, someone real." He handed Teresa the check, then turned back to Lucy. "The woman I met at Ponce, she wasn't ready. Maybe this one is." He walked to the door, paused. "Oh, and Lucy, wear the sneakers. They suit you better than Louboutins ever did." 3 weeks later, Lucy sat across from Darnell at a window table at Muchacho, afternoon light streaming through. No designer bag, no performance. Just 2 people talking about second chances and the lies we tell ourselves about worth. "I have a marketing position opening up," Darnell said carefully. "Entry level. It doesn't come with a corner office." Lucy wrapped her hands around her cortado. "I don't want a corner office anymore. I want to build something that matters." Darnell leached across the table. His fingers brushed hers, tentative, testing. "Then let's start there and see what we can build together." Outside, Atlanta hummed with afternoon traffic and second chances and the strange grace of becoming someone worthy of the love you once rejected. Lucy squeezed his hand. This time, she didn't let go. If you believe in second chances, drop a love emoji below. If you think Lucy got what she deserved, drop a thumbs up emoji.
Hope you learned something valuable from today's story. Stay tuned as we bring more interesting tales your way. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you're the first to know when we post. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Your support means a lot.